Greetings and various assorted salutations. Welcome to our second unit. This is a unit tour for my spring 2021 class, and the unit is Unit 2, Industry and Immigration. This covers mostly the Second Industrial Revolution in the United States of America. This is the unit page, which the easiest way to get to this unit page, now the link works, is by going from the home page. You can access the page from here. You can also access all materials through the modules page, but this page is a nice simplified organizational thing, and it loads quicker than the modules section. Anyways, do remember that you can work ahead on any assignments that are posted, and they can be turned in early. So do be aware of that. But we'll go into the material now. So right off the bat, with week 5, when we're starting this unit, we have some of the standard materials. A lot of this is going to look very familiar to the westward expansion unit, except we're doing a different topic, and that's the structure of this course, as our goal is to learn history and not so much technology. We just have some basic technology stuff to be aware of. But this first week, what we'll be looking at is the basics of the Industrial Revolution and who is making up the people coming into America during this time period, the immigration portion. In the second half, in week 6, we will look at the impact of the Industrial Revolution, and we'll also look at some of how businesses work and some of the innovators of this unit. One thing that's worth noting is the timetable on this unit is very short. It is only 2 weeks long. So it's of the utmost importance that you're keeping up with things. Let's go into the unit checklist and break it down by section. So right off the bat, one of the things we have, our first assignment that's due is major inventions. This is a relatively straightforward and small assignment that looks at a few key inventions like elevators, the Bessemer process, and helps you understand like what are some major inventions that really changed the way things worked during the Industrial Revolution. This next activity that we're working on in week 5 is the biographies of industry. Essentially what you're looking at is a few inventors and tycoons, specifically mostly tycoons like Rockefeller, and you're looking at who were they, what did they do, what's their legacy, and you'll be answering some questions with those. And that's kind of our week 5 setup. For the e-learning Friday, we will be working on immigration workstations and setting that up. Some other things you'll be looking at on week 5 is the Introduction to the Industrial Revolution lecture. It is highly recommended that you watch these lectures. I recommend watching them sooner in the unit than later. And what this lecture does is it will introduce you to what is the Industrial Revolution, what is the Industrial Revolution in America about, what are the aspects of the Industrial Revolution that we need to be aware of for our study of U.S. history, U.S. History 2. And so this lecture video is as a foundational thing. It will be very important for helping you fill out the virtual student notebook. Do recall that the virtual student notebook is probably something you should download day 1 and then fill it out as you go along, and it is your study guide for the unit test. So that'll be an important detail that we're working on in week 5. Some of the other things people are going to be looking at in the immigrations workstations activity, we'll be looking at like immigration, like numbers, where are people coming from, how many people are coming from where, things like that. And then we'll look at the immigration stations of Angel Island and Ellis Island. You're probably more familiar with Ellis Island, but on the western seaboard we had Angel Island, and it was a very different experience for those who immigrated through on the west coast. Going back into the checklist real quick. In the next week, the immigration workstations will be due on that Monday, so you may not finish that activity on the e-learning Friday, but you will need to have it done by Monday at the end of the day. And then we're looking at a few other things. This unit has more lecture videos for it. There's more lecture videos. So one of the lectures we have is on industry changes cities and society. And what this does is it looks at like how did the Industrial Revolution change life in cities? How did it impact people's life and society? And this lecture is in here as well. Do be aware that these lectures can be a bit long. This one's 30 minutes. This one is another 30-minute lecture. So you will want to not do these all in one sitting. It's highly not recommended to do that. Um, but and this lecture video will help you a lot with carrying out the assignment American Cities and Change, which is the assignment there, and it'll kind of help you break things down further. It goes into the textbook and helps you really understand what's going on. The other lecture that we have, that lecture video that you'll be looking at, is the Big Business lecture. What this is it talks about how do businesses operate? How is it different from in the past or with smaller businesses? So this one's a wee bit shorter, but plan accordingly for completing these activities. The assignment, one of the last assignments we have for this very short unit is biographies of industry. And that's where you'll be looking at some various innovators and tycoons and answering questions about them and learning about like what do historians think of them today, stuff like that. And then our project for this unit is the Fake Book Industry and Innovation project. I will talk about that in a separate video. Down here are your same general resources. You have the links to all the lecture videos again. We're mainly using topic 9, part of topic 9 in this unit. The virtual student notebook will detail which sections you need to pay attention to. The Kahoot reviews are linked here. There's some vocabulary resources, as well as some generic links here. I also have in here my unused Industrial Revolution content, which isn't a terribly large section, but it's got some interesting things. Like we have an example of a cartel, anti-union training, company town history, modern history, and an old project I have on the virtual museum. So if you're interested in like Industrial Revolution, you want more stuff, these are some of the things that kind of connect to the present, or in this case was a project we used to do in this class, but are not able to because right now we're restructuring that project. But no, the end goal is we would like to be testing on the Friday, March 5th. That's when we'll be testing, and then the fake book project will be due on Monday the 8th. This is a very short clipped unit. That's just the way it is. Please remember to keep up with things. Use the unit checklist to organize your learning. If you prefer, you may find that the calendar is a more useful way of organizing yourself. It varies from person to person. I do best with the checklist, but I can see the merits of the calendar that lists stuff here. Actually, let's go to the correct month. There we go. So it's really a matter of what method works for you with organizing these materials. Please remember that if you have any questions, please ask me. And with all that being said, I hope this helps, and until later.